Yep, just let me know when it pops off. And am I still in frame? All right, guys. Wow. Ooh, hey, what is this?
Am I supposed to hear anything?
Merry
Let me make sure you're turned on.
Yeah, now I can hear.
All right, cool. You good?
I can hear things.
All right, guys. We are live on.
Are we live?
Yeah, we just went live.
It's like being on a spaceship up here. Like, can they see us, or is there like a relay between our satellite and Earth?
There's not a real big relay. Let's turn this down.
No, we're good. It's perfect. I was just
cool.
I'm just really high.
I know, right?
We're good.
So what do you think about the setup versus what you got rolling?
So it's different because like this is a lot of technology, and like when you step in, as you've been at the station many times, like it's definitely when you step in, you're in 1977. You know what I mean? Like from the smell to the walls to the rock and roll, like it's been that station since for a long time. So we keep it like that.
Okay.
We're echoing.
Yeah, I can hear the echo because we're really not soundproofed in here really too much. Turn the main red dial down just a touch. Just a little bit. All right. So we are going to have some echo in here, guys. We apologize about this. We're in a wide open shop today. But we wanted to launch the new Mo Gro live stream out of the shop today with one of my personal friends and family, Waxy Brown here out of Rollin, Missouri.
Thanks for inviting me to your neighborhood, man.
Oh man,
this is cool.
I've been to yours so many times.
I almost didn't get here because you can smell that barbecue joint next door.
It is phenomenal, man, I'm telling you. But we're here to kind of tour the shop here later, but. And we're going to do a giveaway today as well for people that are commenting that are watching the stream.
Welcome, guys.
So we're going across 4 platforms right now. We're on the Gro Shop's Facebook and YouTube, and we're also on Mo Gro Solutons Facebook and YouTube.
Very good.
So we're going across 4 different platforms right now.
I'm going to get you hooked up with Am Connect. We're going to learn about those things.
Yes, we are. I've been talking to those guys quite a bit here lately, and I'm looking forward to it.
Good stuff.
So I kind of wanted to switch the role for a second because when we come down to the Flower Power Hour, we're always talking cannabis and news, and we love it. And you're the one interviewing people and finding out what's going on. So guess what?
I'm on Jonathan's Flower Power Hour.
Pretty much.
Right on.
Yeah. You're on the Can of Pirates Flower Power Hour.
That's what's up. Misfits in the house.
Yes. Mo Can of Misfits right here. 2022 is our year.
That's right.
So we know a lot of us know your story and why you got into this. What I want to know is when you first started the Flower Power Hour to where you are now. What differences, what issues, what hurdles, what things did you go through personally and business-wise when you made that big adjustment?
So number one, it is a business. It comes down to that. The K-Kid Radio puts me on. Steve up there, thank you. So it does. So the thing about business is that you always have to make changes to what needs to happen or how it needs to happen. When we first started, it was kind of just, we just tried to bring on as many friends as we could, as quick as we can, and try and just build the show. And that's really how we got started, was a real grassroots feel. But the trick there is, like, I've tried different little segments here and there that have worked, haven't worked, and we just kind of try and plug them in and see if it works, which I know we're talking about putting on a segment for Kansas City area on the show a couple times a month. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But that's kind of how it goes, is when you're driving something this crazy, as fast as you are down that lane, sometimes you got to swerve. But at the end of the day, it's all about making sure the patients have the information that they need, and that all the information that's out there is collected, the data, and given away to the people over the airwaves.
Okay. So I'm guessing you're happy with the path that you've been across.
I kind of believe that the universe takes me and says, this is the way you're going, and this is how it's going, and I trust the whole path. So at the end of the day, I go to bed ready for the next one. At the beginning of the day, I swing my legs out of bed, ready to rock and roll, and find out what cannabis is going to talk to me about today.
So what real hurdles have you run across in the whole, not switching, but focusing more on the industry and patients and so forth?
Well, I believe so. If you look at the show, the dynamics of it, in the beginning, I was really hyper-focused on talking about making sure the patients understood the new laws. That was really like my main focus. I didn't know if that was going to be a month-long show, 2-month-long show. What I found out real quick was that they wanted to know more. Like I was getting a lot of questions, like why aren't you talking about this, like Delta 8, or why aren't you talking about this type of thing happening over here, or why aren't you talking about hemp? And so that's what we try and do, is listen to the feedback, and like you can see, I'm bringing on Justin Trowbridge now onto the show weekly. He's part of the Industrial Hemp Coalition, which is a massive group of people out there that are making great change.
Oh, he's a hemp guru.
Yeah,
He really is.
so you can see now we've taken a show and we've gone from medical and kind of transition to adult use talk, right? Kind of talked a lot about Missouri, then began to talk about Oklahoma, then we're reaching out to other states and talking about brands and all kinds of different things. And now we're bringing on the hemp conversations, because I do believe that hemp really kicked open a door with the Farm Bill, and cannabis is just marched right through, and we're bringing all the other things with us, all the good holistic medicines and all that conversation. So as you can see, things just like anything else, the show is going to become what it needs to be as the listener tells me what they want to hear.
Because I've noticed over the past while since we've been together, and I've been listening to the show, how it's morphed into this whole new animal, and I really love it. You know, with the video that you brought in, with the audio, just with the Zoom, you know, just with the new technology you're bringing into the show. I'm really enjoying it because it gives people more access, I believe, to the show.
At the end of the day, it comes down to 3 words with me: patience first, always. And so when you start to think about where this thing's going, I start to think outside the THC box, right? So we start to think about, hemp, what it can do for people, the products that are coming out industrial-wise, talking about building materials, things like that. We're learning a lot of that. So really, your regular media, they won't try to have these conversations, and which is weird to me, because to me cannabis is one of the best conversations to have. Like there's just not a lot more things in the world that are more fun. That's why we have Cheech and Chongs and Seth Rogans and things like that. The conversation's there. But I do think it's time that we start to look outside of that box at a lot more holistic methods, a lot more earth-changing environmental issues that we can deal with hemp. So I think the conversation's molding. It's molding the show, I believe.
So basically, what we're saying is we need to get people away from the reefer madness state of mind from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. That this isn't the devil's lettuce. This is stuff that a lot of patients, including myself and Waxy here, we use daily just so we can function and deal with people, and be able to do things that most people can do on a daily basis.
Yeah, to be honest, just to be real about it, the reason that I had you on the show in the very beginning, besides the fact that you're an AV guru, was because what you deal with. First off, we're veterans and we always stick together. But the things that you deal with your leg and the ailments and the frustrations and struggles, oftentimes I look at what's happening with my morning, I think, gosh darn it, I'm going to send that negative energy away, bring on some positive energy, I'm going to share that with Jonathan, because it's inspiring to watch you work, man. This is amazing to me.
Oh, thank you. It's the first of many steps for Mo Gro Solutions and our company. First we started out doing a certification with Doc Mac back in end of 19.
Yeah, getting the people legal, man.
Yep, and here we are, getting ready to go into 2022. We're getting ready to start our 3rd year together. He's got his clinic down in Grandview. He's part owner in Relief Resources. I bought out Buddha Leaf CBD and opened that shop up. But that wasn't what I really wanted to do. I've always had a dream of having a grow shop for over the last 10 to 15 years of my life, because it gets me in my garden more. And so this is the next logical step, because I'm sure a lot of us that are watching the show out here are gearing up for what's going to go on the ballot in 2022, and which amendment we're going to go after, so we can prep for rec. And lead into that, you had John Payne on yesterday, didn't you?
Sure did, yeah.
We always have some people misunderstanding or not understanding the situation. So would you mind just quickly maybe cover some highlights of that?
Sure. So I've got that video posted up on my Facebook page as well as on the Waxy Brown Flower Power YouTube channel. But what I've always done is given, look, if I'm truly going to do what I aspired to do in the military, which was journalism, that's what I did, combat photojournalism. If I truly aspire to be that person that's going to be a journalist over everything, then I have to give a voice to everybody that wants to come on if there's battling initiatives. So what I did was I gave had Eric McSwain on, had Ethan Thampy and his team on, and a bunch of other cats that have been connected throughout those things. So having John Payne on was the next step. With Legal Missouri 2022, I got to learn a lot, to be honest, a lot that I didn't really clue in on in the very beginning. But I'd say that if you talk about highlights, I'd say the highlight itself was the fact that most of it was laid out in pretty layman terms. Most of the things that he was talking about there, which leads me to say one thing very clearly, that when you hear somebody on the radio or television or anything like that, and they're trying to sell you something, which is what, let's be real about, that's what these initiatives are. They're going to try and sell them to the people on a vote. Understand that that's their job, is to sell that, and you need to go read those things yourself. You need to go into those bills, comb through them, spend an afternoon with your spouse, or run a bubble bath and roll a J and sit back and really dive in and start to understand it, because it's okay for me to give them a voice, but the truth is that I'm a stoner too. So I'm not going to be able to get all of the information. I'm not going to be able to read that thing out loud in 2 hours over the air. Should dive in there. But I think some highlights were some admissions there that there were issues in the past, that they had bad vendors when it came to choosing these licenses. I think the highlight there as well was that he talked about the new adult use initiative as somewhat of a correction for some of those failures in our that we are dealing with here in our medicinal system. But I also want to say this: we are going to get to choose to go or not go for adult use in 2022. I'll be very real. Recreational cannabis has always been a dream of mine. So every day that we get further in this is a brand new dream. So I know that we're going to have something in front of us. Let's make sure that we've got the right stuff. But keep in mind that just like these last laws, we're expanding those as we speak. They've already given out more licenses, things like that. And so my idea there is let's continue to pass laws. Let's continue to expand laws. Let's continue to trailblaze upon those laws and allow the folks to provide laws that make sense to not only the consumer and the patient, but to a guy like you that wants to be a small business owner and perhaps have a dispensary of his own one day, like tax credits for disabled veterans to have these licenses, things like that. I'm hip to. There are problems with every single one of these things that are out there. Either they're going to take away or give over here, and it's going to go this like this on all sides.
So between the fair access and the Project 22,
Legal Missouri
22, between those two, what is the differences between, for instance, micro licenses?
So that, like I said, I'd have to get into McSwain when I had him on, had all his language built. So I'd like to have him back on and kind of explain some of that. But I do like the language on the micro licensing in Legal 2022, but let's be real about it. Guys like us aren't going to be satisfied if there's any kind of barrier between everybody and the plant. So the point there is that my point, at least, which I believe is valid, is that yes, they're going to land these laws, and let's go after those licenses, make sure the right people get them, the micro licenses, every bit of it. Let's ensure that it lands as best we can with as quick an implementation as we can. But also let's take those standards and let's continue. Let's continue to open up. Legal Missouri 2022 doesn't allow for state-to-state commerce. That's a problem for me. I like branding, licensing, and marketing, and communicating and networking. Now you're going to put a break on that for me? Well, you got Big Canna is literally communicating per state. You'll find brands like Cookies in Missouri very shortly. You'll find Jerry Garcia Handpicked very shortly. It's not fair that those brands and licenses are allowed to come into the states. That's Big Canna without the rest of us being able to communicate those laws directly to us, like being able to get product from Oklahoma onto our shelves, which some people don't like when I say that, or be able to get something that Maine has that, lobster weed or whatever they got up there, you know what I mean?
Apothecary.
I love those guys too, man. Those guys are veteran-owned as well, yeah. That's what I believe in, man. I believe that the United States is the greenest place on the planet, but it's really weird to me how state to state, even as we're trying to progress, that we're not putting those into these laws. Because right now, Oklahoma, New Mexico, they're doing that. Plenty of that happening. There's no federal government out there telling you no. There's no Cole memorandum anymore to protect us. But the truth is that there's no federal government out there trying to keep these states from having these laws. Write them. It's simply a paragraph. And you can emulate the ones that are already out there. Add it.
Yes.
Let's make money. Let's make bread. Let's get taxes. Let's get schools. Let's get drug programs. Let's get education.
Let's get help everybody needs.
Yeah. Syndicate the waxy brown flower power too. We're at it. We'll go everywhere.
Exactly. So let's talk about another comparison between the two. If I remember correctly, one is going to be a plant count and one is going to be canopy space or square footage. Is that correct?
You're out of my breath there.
Okay.
But we can talk about those issues if you want.
Yeah, because let's talk about this because I've heard that, and like I said, I could be wrong, but I've heard that one of the initiatives is going for more of a canopy space or square footage.
Now, Legal Missouri 2022, if I remember from the interview last night, they're going to double the plant count for caregiving and for all that. So. Obviously for growing yourself as well, so I think that 36 plants.
Are they going to also increase caregivers or patients for caregivers?
Yeah, you'll be able to get 6 patients.
Okay.
Right.
Has fair access got the language yet on?
I'd love Eric McSwain. Come on, give me a holler, man. I'd love to talk about that.
Well, Eric, you follow us too. We'd love to get you down at Waxy and find out what's going on.
That's the whole deal. Is like the show is there to provide information. If there's information out there, I'd love to be able to broadcast that. Like I said, you can imagine that my show is a venue for people to come on. I bring superstars all the way down to home growers and caregivers to all these cats that are writing and changing laws and directions. So it's there.
So where do you see us? How soon do you see adult use being legalized in Missouri? What's your guess?
I think that it's. Listen, I think it would have passed already if we hadn't had the COVID thing happen. I think that we would have had that success. We would already be there. Whether or not we'd be implemented by now is another story. But I do believe whatever's on the ballot next year, if there's something that the voters agree with that makes sense, which to be honest, like none of these things are scaring me. Just to be real about it. Like I don't work in a dispensary. I don't grow cannabis for a cultivation team. I'm over here. So I really, when it comes down to it, I'm about the patient. So how do we get more cannabis in this state? That's what I'm about.
And I'm about how to get more cannabis to the veterans and how to increase my my patient count for veterans.
Should there even be a count? You see what I'm saying? Like that's part of it. You know what I mean? Like eventually, High Times magazine a decade ago or more put out, it costs $38 to grow an ounce of good cannabis. So at this point, there needs to be, first off, there needs to be a statewide price war between these cultivations and all that. Otherwise, I'll be honest with you, I'm looking you guys in the face. Industry, you're going to have trouble passing an initiative with high prices already. If you're asking us to buy something from you, and I mean an initiative, it needs to come to us with great big glowing green bells on it. It needs to look pretty, and it needs to be patient friendly, and it needs to be. We need to be like Colorado. I'm not asking for your Oklahoma prices. I'm not asking for immediate $70 ounces across the board. But I'm asking for you to treat the patients with pricing that makes sense for a patient.
What I'm asking for is the
and a veteran, of course.
The same group that passed the legalization and got us in for $400 ounces. Is now wanting to come in and correct the mistakes, as John Payne stated the other day. This is we're trying to correct and make some changes. I think the pricing is one of the biggest things, and I know right now is because we only have a handful of cultivation or cultivars in the state. When do you think those licenses are going to be released, or when do you think we're finally going to get the rest of the cultivars going in this area?
Here's what's real. We don't have as much power as we think we do as patients right now. When you have a 160,000 patient count, that's not enough. Oklahoma has almost 500,000 patient count right now, over 10% of their population. That's purchasing power. Right now, we can bark and scream all day long, but when you've got cultivators that are only slinging pot to 160,000 cats, I mean, the streets in St. Louis serve more than that one evening, what they're serving in a year. That's just real, that it's just not there yet. So the real question is how do we increase that card count? That happens also through price drops, through collectives, through purchasing parties working together, and these dispensaries that didn't get these verticals. There's a lot of meat to get into there, but the truth is it all starts with nobody's going to go pay $100 or $75 or $25 for a card to go buy cannabis that is not the same price as what they can get from Uncle Jerry down the street for a lot less. So there's a lot of work to be done, and a lot of it's going to have to happen with education, which is you're going to have to educate people on why these lifestyle brands, these lifestyle products, and all that. And dispensaries need to go out to your normal crowd. Now the other cats out there that are guys like you and I who are going to caregive or have caregivers for us or cultivate things like that. We also have a job to do with education, and that's what you're providing. Is the more people we can get to sign up as cultivators, the more power we're going to have behind the vote. The more we'll be able to push for craft cannabis licenses, things like that. Be able to help increase the piece. You know what I mean?
Which if you're in this area, we do certifications right here in the shop with Doc Mack. He's won the top clinician in Kansas City, the top 2 years running. We've certified, I think, over 25% of the entire state up here.
Very good.
With Mo Gro and Mac. So, commit if you need your certification. We would be more than happy to help because we do need more patient numbers. And that's another topic I wanted to bring up because 98%, probably more, people in this industry, especially in the state of Missouri, have been black market most of their lives. We've been there. We've done that.
It's a fact that 97% of the cannabis sold in the United States of America is sold under the street level. So at the dispensaries, massive cultivators, if you can imagine, they own 3% of the market, and they're blessed to be there because we were pushed out. Now the folks that are in those businesses that are veteran cannabis folks, POWs, things like that were harmed by prohibition, glad you're there. But for your normal, a lot of these cats out there, I'm having a little bit of a struggle with. I have struggled with any cultivator, any dispenser, anybody who's going to have in their language that they want to eliminate the black market. The elimination word bothers me. If you want to share a space, please feel free. You're lucky we don't charge you licensing fees for it, though. That's just real.
Which leads into my next question. How do we take the black market and tie it more into the legal market, which would then turn into the gray market? If you understand what I'm trying to
say. I do understand what you're saying.
Trying to get more patient numbers.
Sure. The problem that we're always going to have with that is that there's always going, even these laws that we're seeing passed across the state still have possession limit laws. They have laws that state that you have to be inside this streamline of we'll call it the WBA, the Weed Business Association, whatever you call it, Big Canna. You have to be in their streamline to participate. Now, last time I checked, all of us out there, including a lot of the cats in the industry, have been buying off the black market and gray market for most of our lives. We've also tried to stay off lists. We've also had to watch our rearview mirrors more than we've had to watch frontward. We've had a lot of issues with that. So if we're not flocking to the almighty plant yet, understand that that's because we've got it in the closet already. We've had lights up for 10 years. So welcome to where we're at, and I hope that we can share the space gleefully and gladly and gratefully.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a way to bring more unity between. I don't want to say the groups, but it basically is the groups.
Sure.
Because we're all the same people.
Sure.
But I'm trying to find a way to bring unity to the two sides of things to see if we can make it better for ourselves here in the state of Missouri.
Yeah. The truth is, we've got to communicate to the folks outside of our own circles. We've got to bring people like. The endocannabinoid system. Okay, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but as a weed lover, it's pretty easy for me to understand that it's my master control switch. Well, I realize now that when you break that bad boy out in front of your dentist or your grandma or your aunt or so-and-so's friend or any of that, they immediately start listening because, wait a second, Stoner dude just brought in science and medicine, and my favorite part is when you can have an RN or a doctor or someone like that who don't understand it when they Google it and start to understand what they're really looking at. It's amazing to watch. So we have a Rosetta Stone out there, and that's CBD, CBN, CBG, all these cannabinoids that are entering regular markets like Walmart, Target, and all these. So we're there to provide more education and to strengthen our bonds between each other. I walk into some of these dispensaries in Missouri and I see CBD on the shelves, and immediately, I'm all about the THC side. That's where my first eye goes, because I'm like, oh, so these guys actually get it. They understand the entourage effect, the ensemble effect. They understand that the cannabinoids all come marching in. You understand it because you deal with it daily.
But you actually headed up my question I was going to ask you about, your belief of the entourage system and that you have to. I've been through so much, and I've answered so many questions from people where they say, well, I just take THC, or I just take CBD, or I just do nothing but dabs, and I do this. And what people don't understand is you have to mix CBD with THC for it to work properly in your system. And if you enjoy doing dabs, go right ahead. I'm not saying don't, but you need to still add the flower into your regimen at least once a day, twice a day, just something, because you're losing those cannabinoids when you're doing dabs that you have in the flower.
In fact, just yesterday, I had a good friend who ate an edible that was a distillate edible. Took them on a ride that they weren't having it. So I rolled up a great big old blunt, and I said, well, let's smoke this. I'm not getting any higher. I know. This isn't going to get you any higher. You're already as high as you're going to get. But what this is going to provide is a little cannabinoids are going to come in. They're going to kind of level you out. And within 10 minutes, leveled right back out. Start chit-chatting and everything. I'd say, see, you're okay. I am. They're all there for you. There's CBD on deck on my show, just in case somebody gets a little too... Right. Wilfred's always on deck in my shop.
Yep. Wilfred is wonderful. I love their products.
Man, I'll tell you what, when it comes to stoner icons, he's one of my favorites, because jokes are fun, right? But when you talk about the reality of where humor sometimes actually comes from, you can learn a lot from that show. Like, you can learn a lot from Jason Gann. Like, it's my favorite people in this industry are the patients that are in this industry, which there's plenty of dispensary owners out there that deal with different ailments and things like that. It's great to ride with Wilfred, Jason Gann, because this show is him. It's real. It's about depression. It's about anxiety. It's about social awkward situations and terrible things that happen and correct themselves all within the same half hour. It's like it brings you there and it brings you to reality. But also, it's hilarious when there's weed smoked out of Gatorade bottles. It's my favorite.
Do you want to? Can you bring in the other cam and the picture-in-picture real quick? And I'm going to bring this up.
Now the Wilfred smokes. What I've found these are my sleepy time thing. I love them because at the end of the night, I'll sit back with my wife on one of these guys, and it is a lot of fun to smoke it and watch Wilfred, but workaholics, I'm an always sunny guy, you name it, we're going all over the place there. But that's what's going to give me, within a half hour, 45 minutes, give me that feeling where I'm like, okay, that worked really well with my last dab.
So these are no tobacco, no nicotine, less than 3%, 0.3% THC, organic hemp smoke.
Biodegradable filters.
Yes, the filters even by. Yeah,
this is the best CBD smoke I've experienced. When I say experience, it's an experience because when you pull it out in front of your friends, and Wilfred's on there, what's the first thing they're going to talk about? Stoner icon humor. I dig it, man. Like, it's all about. I keep it there just for people to pick up and talk about.
And we've both tried different types of hemp smokes. We've tried the hemperillos and all the other.
Brandon, throw that over here, buddy. Brandon Jones is in the house, man. Team Wilfred. So check this out on the front. He's got his face, right? And then on the back. I'll show the camera here. On the back. Okay, because this is what's funny. Boom. You got some Wilfred beauty. But they're amazing.
Yep. And it made with hemp paper biodegradable filters.
Yep. And 100% Wilfred. And there's these things I can't hear anything but Wilfred. There's a QR code on the bottom, and that's gonna take you to his website. Oh, very good.
Perfect. But yeah, I love this Wilfred stuff. Mo Gro has this in the ambulance at all times.
Yeah, you should.
If anybody needs it.
As like medicine.
But there's something I want to do today. Have you used one of these before?
So I'm a G-Pen. I love G-Pen. I wasn't a fan of early G-Pen units, but they've really come a long way.
So this is the G-Pen Roam. It is a concentrate device. It actually, if you can see the back of it, Waxy, you can see what this thing has.
Yeah, I've used them. They're fire. So it's a handheld device. You're feeding from the top. And I think you got the swivel. The straw swivels.
Yep. It also does temp control as well.
Yeah.
In 25-degree increments.
I think it's got a fast heat-up time too.
It does really fast. So I want to give this away to somebody. How should we do this?
I was like, veteran strong here.
I want to give this away to a listener.
Let's do it.
Or a watcher.
I'm excited.
Let's see. Let's ask a trivia question. What should we ask?
Oh man. Okay. Let's ask. It's an easy one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First person to tell us something. Is that correct? Yeah. All right. First person to tell us what Jonathan, the front of Jonathan's new T-shirts say.
Gets a Grinco.
No, you can't win.
No, you can't win. You already have one.
Yeah. I forgot about the live studio audience.
I know, right? They don't count.
My wife's out there mad that I didn't win when I just won earlier. Just like that, bro.
First comment about what the front of our new shirts say. We'll win this.
I should have wore it to make it easier.
I know, right? I didn't wear mine today. I'm actually. My Superman T-shirt today is actually a Shady Phrase Farms family with Kevin Bacon and Russ.
That's nice.
Everybody else on it.
That's nice. That's like a family photo, bro.
It is.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Those should be. Next year, I want to design your Christmas cards out of Shady Phrase.
Yep. And if anybody wants to see Jeff, he helps out here at the Gro Shop. He's here Monday through Friday, 3 to 7.
We got a winner. We have a winner.
Who?
Dave Steffens.
Oh, Dave Stevens.
Dave Stevens won. Awesome.
Cool.
Steppenwolf won. I was like the band.
And we're gonna give away. All right.
We got Shady Phrase. Let's get that.
All right. So let's set this over this because there we go.
Fire.
You're gonna have to come get a Kevin Bacon shirt.
Yeah, they got it delivered. Ain't got no gas in right now. So.
Let's think of this one. Can't be a hard one. It's got to be simple.
For another trivia question?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know where you went there. You just kind of. I thought.
Okay. I'm not medicated enough yet.
Okay. We'll get there right after this.
Exactly.
Okay. So it's a really easy one, right? Okay. So should we tell a joke and then they can Google it?
I've got one for you. I've got one. What is the name?
Snoop Dogg.
No, that's Snoop on a stoop. I won't win this year. The two names of the pigs at Shady Phrase Farms. Two names of the pigs at Shady Phrase Farms. Yep. And give us 2 out of 3. The 3 pigs. We already gave you one of the names.
Yeah, he even said it.
We already said Kevin Bacon. I'll even say it again.
So you can name Kevin Bacon's other pig, but you also have to name Kevin Bacon.
Yep. You have to name Kevin Bacon. And if you miss that word, I'm going to just...
No, you won't. This is a violence-free drug place. It's not going down.
Yeah.
One more, and their sisters.
Kevin's a female pig? Kevin's a female pig.
Kevin's a male, the other two are sisters.
Oh, no. Kevin's sisters. You got a winner?
Do you ever toss them through the air and say swine flu?
That's not. I don't know, man. I don't make bacon jokes. I love bacon.
So do I.
That's off limits.
I don't know why they put resealable things on the top. Like, isn't it one serving?
I'm even so bad. I just cut the bacon in half, and I have smaller bacons, and I just pull it all out.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
We haven't a winner yet.
We'll wait for him.
Yeah, we'll give it a little bit.
What's next on your agenda?
Next on my agenda. You know what I'm going to do real quick? I'm going to leave you here for a second. I'm going to pull the headphones off, grab the other camera, and we're going to take a quick little tour.
All right.
Does that sound good?
I'll stay right here.
You can man the
Hey everybody, welcome to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour at Jonathan's place. Yeah, Mo Gro Solutions. This is fire. So you guys talk about we talk about shopping small, like taking care of the small people. Like so many things in here that people get on Amazon or eBay or go to Walmart or all those other places. You can buy that stuff right here to grow all your own cannabis. So try to stay off those www dot places and support places like Mo Gro Solutions. That's my shout out.
Yeah.
Also, big shout out to Sundro's Orange Walker. That's where my vibes come from. Terpiest on the planet.
Right, is my camera up? Yeah. I'm waiting for it to show up on the multi-view.
This camera has like NFL quality. Like I've seen him use those running down the field. I've seen you get wiped out by like guys that didn't know where they were going.
I used to shoot some football for the arena team here in Kansas City. There we go.
I just tried to name one football position for my joke, and I couldn't come up with one. So that's how much more you know than me. Sure. I like quarters. What? These ear things. I only heard. Do you want a quarter? Absolutely. Sundress finest.
All right. Let's go ahead and pop to camera 3.
All right.
Camera 3. There we go. Ew. That's not what it's supposed to look like.
Pretty color.
Yeah.
Tie-dyed?
No, I'm supposed to. Okay, there we go. All right. We got the gimbal up going. It's a little slow just because it's a wireless HDMI. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to swing around real quick and show some people some of the stuff we have over here. We have everything from fish shit to advanced nutrients to a fox farm let me get down here. There we go. We got some pots. We got some 15, some 10s, some 20s, some 5s.
You got the dank?
We do have the dank. We have cocoa char blocks. We have lights and tents. I'm gonna swing over the other side here.
You got Third Eye Organics?
Yes, we do.
Whoa, son.
We have the Danko G blend right here. We have Worm Poop on Worm Castings right over here. We have Third Eye Organics Biochar. We're also carrying Fox Farms, Strawberry Fields, Happy Frog, and Ocean Forest. And we also have back on this wall over here. Sorry, wife. We have 4 cubic feet of perlite, and we also have pit moss, which is a biodegradable paper-based growing medium. And then it's pretty much a quick little tour of what we got going. Hey, Brandon.
What's up? Brandon Jones is in the house, superstar.
Yes, he is.
He said, "Merry Christmas," looking like this.
We have a winner.
Oh, we do have a winner?
Oh, who do we have?
Who?
Zach Cousins.
Who?
Zach Cousins.
Zach.
All right.
Zach's the winner.
All right, let's go back to camera 1.
Good job.
Princess and Stitch.
Good job, Zach.
Here we go.
Brought out the gelati.
So that was like I said, that was just a quick little walk around the shop here real quick.
Man, I'm proud of you, brother. Your family has worked really hard for all this. It's good to see.
Man,
Now we got to get the fam in here and support, man. That's what we need. Everybody come get your solutions and your soil. Everybody get up here. Got lots of cool t-shirts in the house. Everything you guys need. And here's the cool part about coming in a place like this. If you go to Menards and shop, you're not going to catch an education. Like if you have questions, if you have like things that you need to correct within your garden, things like that, you're not going to get any information on Amazon. You come over here, you're going to get a great price on everything, but you're also going to catch an education on anything that you need whatsoever. Information is power, and powers of the plant. So
Veterans 10% off every day.
What's up? Veterans 10% off every day.
If you are a medical card patient and you come in and you buy the Dank OG blend, you get 10% off of that as well.
Dank, that's made in Missouri too.
Yep, that's made by Missouri. Big V and his crew over there have been kicking it out. We have the veggies.
When you say made by, it ain't just mixed up in some bathtub somewhere. That is some of the most laborious work passion, man.
Oh, their
Passion
warehouse
over
is
process.
huge, and I'm still, my gosh.
Man, I'm telling you, yeah. So I'm impressed.
It's amazing. But yeah, we need more people at the door. Come see us.
Yeah, come on by, guys.
We have more stuff coming in constantly. Right now, we're waiting on our Illuminar shipment. Mars Hydro, Maxi Sun, Nectar the Gods, and all the ancillary products like my trimmers and stuff like that. Chronex.
You guys got tents in here? If you guys don't have a tent, he's got some.
We do have tents. We also are in the final processes of our AC Infinity.
You got lights coming in. You got some out here already.
Yep.
Right on, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine that you're gonna want to talk to, Chris Feaster. He's invented a new way of growing. It's very accessible to a patient, first-time grower, and a hydroponic system that'll blow your mind. Yeah, we'll get some of his stuff out here when he's finished with all the work he's doing.
Definitely. And we are going to be setting up a 4-pot hydro system in here, and we'll be doing some peppers and stuff like that in here to show how some hydro works as well.
Very cool. What do you got, baby?
Hey. We also are waiting on our master packs for Boost, for Integra Boost, because we use Boost in this area, Integra Boost, because Boveda is made with salt, and if you notice that when it goes out, that's why it becomes so hard and crispy, and almost like if you hit yourself in the head, you'll probably knock yourself out, especially one of those 1-pounders, you know.
Right.
But the Integra Boost is made with a gel. There we go. Plant-based glycerin solution. Which is a lot better for your plants.
And they last a lot longer.
Oh yeah, they do.
I compare it also to the reason I use a Bic lighter. Bic lighter's refillable. It's a great tool. Or not a Bic, but a clipper.
Yep.
Your Bic is just trash. So it's done.
Yeah, I love my clippers. And also, they also have those in a 62% RH that goes in the top of your jars from your dispensary.
Which I'm gonna tell you right now, the cultivators out there, I've popped open some jars in Missouri and found the Boost pack in there, and everybody around me, you'll hear the same thing. I'll be like, yep, that's how I can tell they give a crap.
Yep.
So hit that Boost up. If you guys are in the commercial industry, you guys want to talk to Brandon about it, man.
So we're going to have those up here as well from Brandon. We are also bringing back in another product that we have launched already is our Marley One product.
Now this company has taken the branding and industry by storm. I've seen this everywhere I've gone.
So let me tell a little bit of the story behind this, because I'm involved in this too. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, I didn't.
So a few years ago, I invested in the company, and then we did some some intellectual IP in the cannabis realm, and then we partnered up with the Marley family out of Jamaica to do a round. It's a set of 5 functional mushrooms for the healing of your body. These are not the psychedelics, which we wish, but not here yet.
These ain't the ones on the pizza either, though.
Nope, this ain't the ones on the pizza either. There's one mind, one body, one harmony, one rest. One flow. One flow is really good for GI issues.
Yeah, you're looking at holistic medicine. There is what you're looking at.
And so we sell these. They're $20 a bottle, or you can buy a set of 5 for $100.
Which if you buy one, you're gonna go home and a week later you're gonna wish you'd bought all 5 of them.
Yep.
So just get that starter pack.
That's another one we have here as well. What do you have coming up here in the next 6 months? What's your goals?
Oh man. So I've got goals.
Yeah.
Well, I want to be in. I want to take one of those trips to space that rich people keep taking. That's one goal. I'm not gonna get there. So instead of that, hopefully I'll have a lot of branded products out there. I'm in partnerships and collaborations with several different cannabis entities in Missouri to have all kinds of great products out there for folks. Really concentrating hard on the Wilfred brand. I believe in that brand a lot. So I've got a lot of things happening there. I want to see a whole lot more Wilfred in Missouri and then beyond as well. Did I lose sound?
I just thought something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the battery died. That's just headphones. We can pull those out.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Amplifiers.
Now I can hear everybody. Hi guys.
Hey, wow.
So So yeah, lots of cool projects happening across the board. The Waxy Brown's neighborhood is just taking off, but really my main focus is on the show to make sure that we have good content for everybody every week. But other than that, there's a whole lot of stuff in the works. I'm working with a lot of cool projects that are happening around the lake, and a lot of things that are happening up in the St. Louis area. I want to get more footprint and have a lot more events and support you cats down here in Kansas City. So 2022 is the year of us, man. Like everybody that's put in that struggle over the last 2 years and really put in and sowed seeds, it's time to come back around and water them and tend to those gardens, because I believe that this is our year.
2022 is going to be the year of the Mo Cannabis Fits.
Yup.
Definitely.
Repping it hard.
You know, because our haters do make us famous.
Yeah, but keep in mind, so does the work we do. So I just want to say big shout out to everyone out there who is putting that hustle into the muscle and waking up every morning with that routine to go out there and help the patient, because man, that's the family for real. Thank you to all you cats.
It is. Man, I'm just excited to finally get you up in this side of the neighborhood, man.
Yeah, man, let's get some veteran events up here. I'm throwing together one with Chris Wolfensberger and some other.
Oh, Wolfie is
good teammates.
He's a great guy. Scatini tied into one of my streams earlier today, and Todd Scatini had said, "What's up, HMH360 Lab?"
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
With Tim Harms.
Oh yeah. So I know that we're throwing an event February 4th in St. Charles County, a veteran speaking event at some of those dispensaries, and we've got a really good group of folks. I know you're at Champs during that. Otherwise, you would have been there. Yeah. So if you guys are out there in the industry and you guys have those, either you've got an event happening or something like that, we don't want to charge you money. But we want to be there, and we want to talk, and we want to tell you guys about why veterans need more access to cannabis, and why that cannabis shouldn't cost those veterans anything. And we want to talk to you about the hurdles that are between us and that very moment when that happens. So if you guys would like to have us come give our testimonials, speak, 5 really good veterans at a time, we'll come in, swoop in, we'll handle the program for you.
We got a veteran platoon already together.
Yeah, man, we got the platoon. We'll take care of you guys.
Definitely. Well, actually, I just wanted to get you up here for a little bit today, man, and just finally get you up in this part of the neighborhood, because we need to take our 2 neighborhoods and kind of put them next to each other.
Missouri is strong, man. I believe in the Ozarks where I'm at, man. It's a different kind of vibe. Kansas City has a vibe. St. Louis has a vibe. Columbia is definitely that green little area. All you cats out there have your own neighborhoods. You're building these cool green scenes. But he's right. Let's talk to each other. Let's hang out more. Let's start to become a passionate, and consume more than they expected us to.
There's no reason why all of us in this industry in Missouri right now should not be working together instead of all this rift and fighting and everything going on. Because you know what? When we take the same energy that we use to throw hate towards somebody, and we take that and put it towards something positive, especially with another group of people that have the same thoughts and same mindsets, imagine how we can raise all of us up at the same time, and just like the military, leave no man or woman or child left.
That's kind of the cool thing too about the cannabis community, is that the truth is that they're not a bunch of perfect people. They're not a bunch. There's more ailments in the cannabis community than there are in hospitals. It's a true story that we're all there with that plant for a reason, because we bring our own troubles, ailments, issues. So you're not going to find a perfect person hanging out with another perfect person. And it's true that we are a group of broken folks, and that's why we have to lean on each other and help each other.
It is. Well, guys, shout out to number one. Shout out to Steve at KKID.
Yeah, thanks for putting me on, man.
Love it when I come down there and hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
I wish I could make it more often. But
like I've told you, the door is always open for you.
It's always open for you to come up here too, because we're going to try to start doing what we're not going to replicate you, but we want to start sharing the kind of information up here in Kansas City, in this area, and build a community and a neighborhood in this area like you have down in Rolla. And when we take that and we're able to do that and become larger in both areas, and everything in between us starts to get sucked into that whole same thing. And all of a sudden, instead of two different areas, we have one big state that's just all connected.
It's about building one room, right? It's about this is comfortable. This is a place where if I was an industry cat or whatever, I'd want to sit here and I'd want to talk to you with this. This is very professional. If I'm a patient, I want to come in here here and give my testimonial. If I'm an advocate, I want to come in here and raise a ruckus. This is a perfect place for everybody.
I do not put a muzzle on anybody that walks in this room. I may not agree with all of their viewpoints and their thoughts, but I'm not going to muzzle anybody. I want you to say what you want to say.
I'm on the FM dial, so that does not go with the radio station. There are 7 words that you absolutely cannot bring into that station. All right, brother.
Brother, I love you.
Appreciate you, man. Everybody come up here and
Thank you for
support.
coming up. Come check us out, 10018 North Ambassador Drive, Kansas City, Missouri, 64153. You're down in Rolla. You've got Peace of Mind right there on Forum Drive, right next to the radio station, right next to Trinity.
Yep, you got the greenest spot in the district. You've got Trinity, you've got K-Kid, you got Peace of Mind, you've got my office.
And then you got the most important office.
Right, the Waxy Browns LLC. Yeah, that's where the dreams are happening, man. Making some waves.
So guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I don't even know how long you're on. I would just
Make sure you guys tune in every Wednesday from 3 to 5 for Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour. I'm going to bring you guys superstars every week, like Jonathan.
And we're going to start getting the same series going on a different schedule and make sure that we can get the same sort of following built up here and go from there.
All right, guys. Love you.